Hi, I'm Rick Kastner with SDI, and in this video we're going to be discussing the general breakdown of a GLOCK pistol as well as the general firearm components that you'll find in many firearms. So first and foremost, we want to make sure this gun is clear and safe. So what we do is we would remove the magazine or the feeding device. Set that off to the side, make sure there's no live ammunition anywhere in sight. We're going to check the chamber, and we're going to also check the magazine well. For GLOCK pistols, you can either disassemble it upright. I like to flip mine upside down. You just have to get a certain grip. But these right here are the takedown levers. And so if you're upright, then you would be pulling them downward. Or if you're flipping it upside down like I like to do, I like to use the rear sight to grip, you would be pushing it upward. What you want to do is you want to unlock the breech just slightly. Just pull the slide back to the rear to where the breech unlocks. Push the takedown levers, release the slide, pull the trigger, and the slide will come off the front. At that point, for a regular field strip, the frame is torn down as much as it can be, so that can be set off to the side. Then you have your recoil spring. You'll just push forward slightly on that front or on the rear. Pull that out. You just tilt it up. The breech will come out of you'll just unlock it from the slide there, lift it up, and then bring it to the rear. And that's a field strip of a GLOCK pistol. Some of the general firearms components that I want to discuss in this, we'll start with the barrel. There's different areas in the barrel that you want to identify correctly, certain nomenclature that you want to use. The front of the barrel, where the projectile will exit, is known as the muzzle, or the crown. People will call it the crown, but it's the muzzle. This end is the breech. Inside here, where the round would actually go inside, the cartridge would go inside, is the chamber. And then the actual tube portion of the barrel is the bore. Inside the barrel, you do have rifling inside the bore, which puts a spiral or a twist on the projectile to give it stability in flight. Next, you have your recoil spring. In different systems, this is known as different things. It could be a recoil spring or drive spring. In both semi-automatic and fully automatic firearms, you'll have some sort of recoil or drive spring that will reset the components of the firearm to bring them back into engagement. So they can fire another round. So that's simply what this does. This recoil spring will bring the slide after it moves rearward. The recoil spring will compress and it'll bring the slide forward again, loading another round from the magazine. So you'll have this slide coming forward, and this bottom part of the chamber will actually, there you see this protrusion right here, will grab the rim of the cartridge and feed it into the chamber of the barrel. This protrusion will feed it up into the feed ramp, into the chamber of the barrel. Inside the slide, you have your firing pin, or in a GLOCK pistol, what's known as a striker. Striker, firing pin is the same thing, generally speaking. A lot of people want to call the GLOCK pistol either a safe action firearm or a striker fired firearm, but a striker is a firing pin. You have various safeties. You have an extractor here. What the extractor does is it's spring loaded, and it will grab the rim of the cartridge, and that will do as the name describes and extract the spent casing or the cartridge out of the chamber and extract it rearward. Moving on to the frame. A very, very important component that not a lot of people know exists, and it exists in any firearm you'll find, is a sear. The sear on this Glock pistol is this rear portion right there, and this will grab the firing pin and then drop out of the way and allow the striker to move forward and then protrude, striking the primer of the cartridge. You also have your trigger, which in this case is connected to the trigger bar, which is connected to the sear. And the trigger is what everyone knows it does, is you pull it to the rear and it'll fire the round. You'll see these components moving. So as I pull the trigger, the sear is moving rearward and then dropping down right at the end. And when it moves to the rear, it'll drop down, which will release that striker to move forward and strike the primer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about SDI or the programs we offer, which are both a certificate program and an associate's degree, we invite you to visit us at sdi.edu, and we look forward to seeing you. Welcome to the family.